Good morning, students. Now we are going to learn historical background of commerce in the subcontinent. This is chapter 1 in your 11th standard commerce. The title comes under unit 1 fundamentals of business. Learning objectives of this chapter is to enable the students to gain knowledge about the historical background of commerce in the subcontinent, to learn the hindrances to commerce and trade, and to know about the features of barter system. Introduction. Commerce has been in practice since time immemorial. It is part and parcel of human life, whether it is a king or a common man. It emerged as an economic activity, mainly as barter system, which means exchange of goods for goods. Already you know the concept, well known about barter system. Ninth and 10th standard is studied about barter system. Barter system means uh, goods were exchanged for some other goods. It was so comfortable for neighboring villages, states, even countries to practice barter in the absence of a medium of exchange, in the form of money today. However, the concept of money occupied its predominance when scarce resources to be either exchanged between parties in need or countries in demand, and over a period of time barter economy took the dimension of monetary economy, where money was used as a medium of exchange of goods and services. The growth of civilization witnessed the rise and fall of money dynastics, but still the course of commerce activities continued further and further, not only within a country but also between nations of the world. However, Tamil Nadu remained to be the founder of trade and commerce both within and outside, as evidenced in various ancient literature like Sangam. The whole of commerce activity emerged from barter system into a multi-dimensional and multifaceted scientific system consisting of courses like monetary system, mail order business, hire purchase system, installment purchase system, and so on. In a technology driven society today, again the course of commerce activities is a heading for a cashless system through e-commerce, which means business activities enabled through electronic modes like online trading, mobile banking, and e marketing. In this context, it is all the more important for any students to learn the historical background of the growth and development of commerce in the country in general and in Tamil Nadu in particular. An attempt is made in this chapter to explain such a history so as to ascertain the magnitude of commerce today. The earliest trading population of India was Indus Valley people who used the word trade. The word Vonium or Vonibam would have had a Dravidian origin. The early Tamils produced their products and goods in their lands and bartered their surplus, and that is how trade came into existence. The word Vanigam has been widely used in Sangam literature like Purananuru and Tirukural. The Tamil Brahmi inscriptions from Alagarmalai, Pugalur, Mangalam, and Sri Lanka illustrate the fact that trade in gold, oil, cloth, etc. was conducted during the early age. Uh, from this paragraph, the word Vonibam. What do you mean by the term Vonium or Vonibam? Will be in 2 mark question or 3 mark question. Mark it. Trade in Sangam period was both internal and external, but it was conducted by means of barter. Barter means pandama in Tamil. It means pandamatra. Trade was one of the major means of linking various regions in the medieval period. Sangam work refers to great traders, their caravans, security force markets, marts, and guilds of such great traders. The important articles which the uh, then hilly tribes offered to their neighbors in exchange were honey and roots and fruits, while postal people offered cattle, milk, and milk products. Cattle served as money for some times during the same period. Most of the island trade was done in salt as a medium of exchange under barter mode. Paddy too served as a medium of exchange for a certain period. There was dependence and interdependence among the people in matters of trade and commerce. Barter system cemented their relationship internally while coins were used later for the purpose of exchange of goods in external trade. Before the invention of money, some commodities are used as a common medium of exchange, like paddy, salt, and uh, skins of animal, everything. Look at the box above. The important trade routes of the silk and spice is blocked by the Ottoman Empire in 1453. With the fall of Constantinople and the Byzantine Empire led to the search for a sea route across the Atlantic skirting Africa. All the contents of the boxes is important. Most of the interior questions will be from these boxes. So go through carefully. Trade and traders in the Pandya dynasty. Trade and commerce was no common to Pandya dynasty. Information collected from the diaries of foreign travelers, voyagers, mariners, and adventures of the ancient world highlighted the prosperity of trade in the Pandya country. The Hebrew and Latin literature, archaeological remains in Aden, Alexandria, Java, Sumatra, and even China, and support to the fact of existence of trade network in the Pandya country. Trade in copper cloth, salt, flour, sandalwood, fish, paddy, cereals, pearls, etc. flourished during their period. The place where the goods were sold was called Angadi in their period. The day market was called as Nalangadi, while the night market was called as Allangadi. Please underline these two terms. Nalangadi. What is Nalangadi? What do you mean by Allangadi? Nalangadi means day market. Allangadi means night market. This will be in 2 mark question. Market. A saint poet Ilongo in Silappadigaram, Madurai Kanchi, he described Madurai as Iriperu Niyamat, meaning sleepless city due to round the clock business activities, which means in Tamil, Thunga Nagaram, the sleepless city. Coastal trade in ancient Tamil Nadu. This will be in your 5 mark question. Question number 4. Market. Big cities like Pumbugar at the Maruvarappakam inland town and Pattinapakkam coastal town had market and bazaars where many merchants met one another for the purpose of selling or buying different kinds of commodities and foodstuffs. Port towns like Tondi, Korkai, Pugar, and Musri were always seen as busy with marts and markets with activities related to imports and exports. In such a brisk trade, people of the coastal region engaged themselves in coastal trade and developed their intercontinental trade contracts. They were engaged in different kinds of fishing, pearls and uh, conchas and produced salt and built ships. Boats like Padagu, Thimal, Thoni, Amber, Vodampunai, etc. were used to cross rivers for domestic trade, while Kalam, Marakalam, Vangam, Navy, etc. were used for crossing oceans for foreign trade. What do you mean by Maruvarapakkam, Pattinapakkam? Will be in 2 mark or 3 mark question. Mark it. Maruvarapakkam means inland town. Pattinapakkam means coastal town. Role of the government during ancient Tamil Nadu. Foreigners who transacted business were known as Yavanas. Arabs who traded with Tamil were called Jonagar. Pattinapalai prized Kaveri Pumpattinam as a city where various foreigners of high civilization speaking different languages assembled to transact business with the support of the uh, Ten Kingdom. The role of the state in trade related to two aspects, namely adequate infrastructure to sustain the trade and administrative machinery for taxation. During the Sangam period, the main trade routes were passing through thick forest over western gates. The state protected the merchant caravans on these trade routes from robbers and wildlife. Main roads known as Peruvali were built for surface transportation. Beside, state expanded infrastructure for shipping such as ports, lighthouse, warehouses, etc. to promote overseas trade. Many such ports were developed during the Sangam period. Kaveri Pumpattinam was the chief port of the kingdom of Cholas, while Nagapattinam, Marakanam, Arikamede, etc. were other small ports on east coast. Similarly, Pandyas developed Korkai, Salayur, Khayal, um, Marunganur, Pattinam and Kumari for foreign trade. The state governments installed checkposts to collect customs along the highways and the ports. Contribution of Kautilya to trade. This will be in 3 mark and 5 mark question. Mark it. Role of the government during ancient Tamil Nadu. Coastal trade in ancient Tamil Nadu also be in 3 mark and 5 mark question. Mark it. Kaudilya's Arthasastra describes economy in Mauryan time. This brought out history of making practice some 2000 years ago. According to Kaudilya, trade in medieval India was centralized since the commodities produced could not be sold in the location of production. The state uh, this designated certain places for selling commodities. It levied duties on goods brought into the city and could be sold after payment of duty. Only certain merchants were authorized to engage in trade to sell at prices fixed by the chief controllers of state trading. The profit margin allowed for traders ranged between 5% for indigenous goods and 10% for imported goods. Import of foreign goods was encouraged to enhance the standard of living of people. Kautilya gave importance for the state in relation to treasury, taxation, industry, commerce, agriculture, and conservation of natural resources. Arthasastra focused on creation of wealth as the means of promote the well-being of the state. He advocated maintenance of perfect balance between state management and people's welfare through trading activities. Um, in page number 3, look at the boxes. Important ancient trade centers in Tamil Nadu. The following are the important trade centers in Tamil Nadu. This will be in 3-mark question. Please mark it. What are the important ancient trade centers in Tamil Nadu? Will be in 3-mark question. Alagankulam, Ramanathapuram, Mailarpan, Mailapur near Chennai, Cabaris, Kaveri Pumbadinam, Podike or Produce, Arikanmedu Pondicherry, Sottana Marakanam, Nikam Nagapattinam, Periyapattinam, Koyalpattinam, Kochi Korkai and Kumari, Kanyakumari. These are the important trade centers in Tamil Nadu. It's Alampare. Location situated 20 kilometers southeast of Maduranthakam in Kanchipuram district. Significance: it was once a flourishing place of commerce. A mint also existed. Go for page number 4. This important ancient trade centers in the coastal region in Tamil Nadu. This will be in 2-mark and 3-mark question. Mark it. The important ancient trade centers in the coastal region of Tamil Nadu are Alamparai, Alagankulam, Pumbugar, Marakanam, Vasavasamudram, Mailapur. I hope that you all understand about the historical background of commerce in the subcontinent. The trade and traders in the Pandya dynasty, coastal trade in ancient Tamil Nadu, role of the government during ancient Tamil Nadu, contribution of Kautilya's to trade. Thank you, students.